Hello everyone, I'm here today to talk about art journaling. I've come up with an idea and started working with it, and it's helped me. I am not an art journaler. I've always wanted to be an art journaler. I've always been inspired by seeing people's wonderful art pages. I remember when these came out in 2002, I think, 2003. I remember, spending a bunch of money for them, and just wonderful pages, just loved them, inspirational, couldn't wait to get home and look and try out some of this stuff and see what I could do. And I was always left with not liking anything that I did. Sabrina Ward Harrison is also one of those people that I just absolutely love her pages. She doesn't do anything special. I mean, it's not pretty, it's not, but it sings to you, it speaks to you. I want to do something like this, but every time I sit down to do something, it turns out like this: flat, uninteresting. I hate it. I get discouraged. I try something else. I have started, I don't know how many books. I'm thinking, okay, well, they say that it's the blank page. Okay, so we're gonna fix that. Got this journal out. I fixed the blank page. I colored vivid colors on every page, and still couldn't get anything done with it. It's ended up being what I call my random thoughts journal. I just mostly visit it from time to time and, add some words and just write in it and, whatever. But I don't really do a whole lot in this, and I've been working on this since 2002. It's not the blank page. Okay, so is it the journal that I picked? Alright, so we're going to pick a really cheap journal, some kind of book that I won't have to worry about messing up, and I'm going to use that. It didn't work. So let's go ahead and buy a journal that's a little bit more expensive. Maybe that'll inspire me, and maybe that'll help. It didn't work. I did the Journaling by Fives. Shannon Green introduced this a while back, and it was quite the rage. I think it's kind of died out a little bit now, but I did the Journaling by Fives and learned a lot, and I enjoyed the process, but I hated my pages. Just hated them. This wasn't working for me either. And I will add a link to the bottom of the page here to Shannon Green's Journaling by Fives. I do recommend it. It is a great practice, and it is a great jump start. But anyway, so I'm thinking I want to do the art journal thing. I want a journal to work in, to be happy with. I want to do those wonderful, great pages, and I know I can do it, but it just hasn't happened yet. So I started looking through the YouTube videos and watching people's processes, thinking, maybe I'm missing something, and I would watch a video, and I don't have my computer in with my paints and stuff. Separate rooms. I'm a klutz, and I don't want to get paint all over my computer. Water, I can imagine all kinds of bad things. So I have them in separate rooms. So I would watch videos, get all inspired. I can do this. These are simple things. not a problem. This is easy. And I would go into my room, get out the paints, and sit there and be frozen. I wasn't able to do anything. And when I was able to slap some paint down and just do something, it was uninspiring, and I was disappointed. So I gave it some great thought. This is something that I really want to do. I want to get over this. This is my project for this year. This is one of my main projects. I need to get over it. I need to learn how to play. I need to get past this. So in thinking about it, what are my obstacles against myself? And I came up with 3. One is, I don't want to start a journal and then not like what's in it and ruin another journal. I mean, I've been there, done that at least 25 times. I have books all over the place that only have 1 or 2 pages in them, and then I discard them and, kick them to the side and never see them again, except for the big old pile in the corner. I'm afraid to wreck the journal. If I don't open up my journal and become inspired to do anything, I don't want to do anything in there. That's my number 1 problem. I need to get over that. My number 2 problem is I am a new art journaler. I have been away from paper crafts since about 2004 or 5. I've been away quite a while. When I was doing the paper crafts before, I was doing artist trading cards and altered books, things like that. And there wasn't YouTube channels out there to watch. This is completely new. It's wonderful being able to watch people's progress and processes and be inspired by it, but it's very discouraging when you try to go and do something yourself and you're not inspired by what you're doing. And that's my number 2. I don't like what I'm creating. It's not exciting me, and it's not progressing me to continue doing it. And I want to be one of those people. So I came up with an idea that maybe to fix one of those problems. To fix one of the problems, the first problem is I don't want to ruin a whole book. I've done that before. So this is what I'm going to do. I got out my junk mail and piece of paper that have printed on, and some book pages and some magazine pages, and I made some signatures. Well, I made 1. And these are going to be made into some more because I've really had a lot of fun here yesterday. But they're just normal pages that I would have thrown out. This is a menu, nothing that I bought, stuff that is garbage. I don't have to worry about wrecking this stuff. Made the little tiny signatures. Each of these have 7 pages in them. I have not bound them together yet, but I will do that. They are small. And the reason I decided to do small is because it would take less time to mess them up, basically. So here is the little signature that I sewn together. Now, next time I do it, I'm not going to use crochet thread. I need something a little thinner. But it worked. It worked for what I wanted. And I put together book pages and garbage and menus and pages that I had printed out that I wasn't using. So I had this little thing, and it's small enough. It's 7 by 5.5, 5.5 tall, and the page actually is 7. Folded in half, it's 3.5. So they're tiny. They don't take much time to slap some paint on there, do some kind of technique. which I like. So the second part of my fear or my problem is when I get down to do something, I don't know what to do. When I do end up putting paint down, they all look the same. I do the same thing every single time. So I decided to watch some YouTube videos and to go through some magazines and to look for some pages that I enjoy and start jotting down some techniques that I want to try. Now, I am really new to the art journal thing. Like I said before, a lot of new products are out there now that I have never used. So part of my problem is I need to, understand how to use some of this stuff, and I want to use my art journal to play in to do that. And to get some ideas, and here's one to give you some idea. And I've written them down on these little pieces of paper that I can just throw away, or I can recycle them and do them again. But if I sit down, get my paints out, and put my little prompter thing here, so I only have one, because I wrote down many. And let me backtrack too. When I would see somebody's page and be totally inspired by their page, these people, they know how to just make you go, wow. And what I was doing was not doing that. Not for me, not for anyone. These pages that I'm doing are horrible. And I think part of the problem is I'm trying these techniques that these other people are doing, and I think they're going to turn out like these other people's, and they're just not. I know this. I know that I can't do anything that somebody else does. I have my own voice. I just haven't discovered it yet. And so when I sat down to do something that I had been inspired by and get, all the steps done, and I did exactly what they did, but mine just doesn't sing. It just lays there. I need to get over trying to be somebody else. I need to get over hating my own work. I need to get over thinking that my page is going to look like somebody else's. So I always have an idea in my mind of what I want it to look like. Problem number 2. It's not going to look like what's in your mind. No matter what you do, it's never going to be the same, and you're going to be disappointed every single time, which I am. So I went ahead and I looked at YouTube videos, and I went through my magazines, and I jot down some different techniques that I wanted to try. And I did so many that I wasn't able to remember what the page looked like to begin with. So for this one, step number 1 is brush on 2 colors of acrylic paint. Then step 2 is use a stencil and a wet paper towel and wipe away some of that wet color. I've not tried this yet, but I hope to. And then my step number 3 on this page is use a different stencil and put some more acrylic paint on top of that. A lot of my problem is I don't do enough layers, so my prompts for myself are going to be, I'm going to put 5 or 6 different things on these. And I want to start out simple, so this one only has 3, but I can actually go to a different one and add something from that one, or but I decided to do this So I didn't have an idea of what the page was supposed to look like ahead of time, number one. Number two, so I didn't sit down there and say, okay, now what do I do? It's all written down there for me. This is what I want to try. This is what I'm going to do. And let's see what happens. So that's what I did. And I started painting. Now this was my first one, and I've never used gesso before, so that's something that I need to learn how to use and figure out how it works and what it does with different medium and stuff. So I used gesso first, and then I did some spray paint on there, and then I think I dried that spray paint, and then I tried to do a stencil with acrylic over the top, and that didn't work really well for me, but I don't hate it. It needs more. It needs a little bit more, some more layers, but I am enjoying where it's going. This was fun. I wasn't disappointed that it didn't look like so-and-so's wonderful page. I was really happy that I was getting somewhere, and I got excited. I'm like, okay, well I'm getting somewhere. I'm actually getting somewhere. I like it, and I will come back and do more on it. It really helped that I'm using scrap pieces of paper. If I didn't like it, I'd be able to throw this thing away, and I've only lost some garbage and some time. A little bit of paint, but not a whole lot. I'm trying to learn how to love my pages, to enjoy the process, to have some fun. That is, I think, the whole scheme of things. Once I learn how to have some fun and just let go of the fear that I'm going to ruin it, that it's not going to be what I want it to be, as soon as I start having some fun, we're getting somewhere. And I did. I started having a whole lot of fun. So this was my second page, and I got some brand new acrylic red metallic paint, so I have to use all that. Oh, I also got a pearlescent white, so I'm using stuff. I am on a no-buy thing. I want to use up the stuff I've got, but I thought a little special something might spark this whole thing. It helped a little bit, but mostly this page, what did I do? I brushed some of this new red acrylic paint down, or I used a sponge. You know, I don't even remember. I don't know. I then glued down a piece of book page, and I stenciled with a stamp pad this zigzag line, and then on the top of that I used my new pearlescent white acrylic paint and did a different stencil on top, and really loved the way that turned out. I don't know if you can see it. It's not perfect. It's messy, but I love it. It was so much fun to take that stencil off and see the design. It was still wet, so I did dry it. So I decided, you know what, I don't want to really force dry these pages. And I only had this booklet here finished at the time. So what I will be doing is making a whole bunch of more booklets so that I can work on one page and set it aside and let it dry naturally and let it do its thing, and then come back to it and see how wonderful it is. So that's the idea about many different pamphlets at the same time, little booklets. So my next one, my prompt was use, and this is inside of an envelope. I don't know if you can see it. It's the inside of an envelope, and this was just a piece of paper. I don't even remember what it is. It's got so much stuff on it I don't even remember. So I put some gesso down, and then, and you know my light is horrible in the other room. I spray painted a green through a stencil on top of that. I did on both sides. And then, oh no, first I got a puddle of watercolor and dipped the book in. And then I did some sprays through a stencil. And then I did stamping on top of that. And I did dry it in between these stages so that it would kind of stay intact. But I'm so happy with it. I love the colors, and I really thought these are two different colors. They were last night in my darkness, but obviously they're pretty much the same color now. So I got to go through that and maybe add some purple or something. This is far from done, but I'm liking the direction it's going. And about this time, I was having a whole lot of fun. And I have noticed that when you're having fun, when you're actually letting go of the fear of whatever and just doing something, it shows in the end. I'm much happier with it. This was an easy little thing that I had done. I just scraped some, or I used ink and used a sponge and inked the page yellow, and then I used my twinkling H2Os. Can you see the sparkle on that? I used my my twinkling H2Os. I like to use bubble wrap. This is bubble wrap that I painted the color onto and then stamped onto the page. And I kind of liked the effect it had, and this is where I stopped for the night because I wanted it to dry naturally. And when I looked at it this morning, it was just, I was thrilled. It needs a whole lot, you know, it needs more layers, but it was so much fun, and you can't even imagine. I feel like I have gotten past a huge, huge hurdle. I want to do some art journaling. I mean, I really want to do it. I don't want to do it. I want to do it. And in fact, this is one of those journals that I've had forever that I've tried to use and it didn't work. So I was using this page. I just opened up to a page, and I was putting my extra ink, you know, the stencil that I had sprayed over, I flipped over and just, you know, inked that. There's some of the twinkling H2Os from the bubble wrap that I used on here, the spray inks that I had used. I think I put some gesso on it. I had the space was so small and my gesso just went and I had a whole lot of extra, so I opened up the book, put the gesso on there. I actually had stamped, well, I left out one of the layers. I'd gotten a stamp at Hobby Lobby for 72 cents. It's text. It has names of places all over it. I don't know if you can see it. But 72 cents, how can I resist? And I did stamp with some permanent ink before I gessoed, I think. And I used it here as well. But I love that. It's just my leftover inks and paints, and, you know, I didn't want to waste anything. But I woke up this morning and took a look at that and said, oh, I could deal with that too. I'm really excited. So far, all I've done is a little bit of backgrounds. and I've just started, but I am so excited to keep going with this. I want to continue on. This journal here is one that I had done a long time ago, started. This was a piece of wrapping paper that I put in there because I just love it. Didn't want to do anything with it, but and a face that I had done something with, and I don't even remember when I did that. So I had visited this book again and started adding some new stuff. This is a little collage that I had done back in the day, and this is recent, and I wanted the pages to look a little same. They're different, but they're similar, and so I'm using this to use up paint, because it is this project is, you know, little small things. I need some place to put some extra paint, so I've been using this. I bought it, I might as well use it, and I am starting to enjoy just using up my paint, and I plan on coming back and adding writing. I mean, I have a lot of ideas. I hate my writing, and when I sit down to add writing, you know, do a little bit of journaling on these art journal pages, I freeze again. I don't know what to say. I don't want to see my writing after I've written something. Got to get over it. It's part of this process, and I have ideas for me to get over that as well. So this is my idea. I'm thinking that I want to expand, and I want to add more techniques that I want to try. I want to go crazy I want a pile of little papers, all kinds of things that I want to try, and I want to open up a page and just start playing and trying out things that I haven't tried before. I want to try some products that I have not used before and don't know really how they'll work, and this is working for me because it's kind of in a book form, but if I ruin a page, I really haven't lost anything. I could take the page out. I can rip the page off and paste it in someplace else and use it some other way. I'm thinking, you know, so far I like the way it looks, and it's just big enough. It has 7 pages in it. It's just big enough that it might be a signature. I could, if I really like what's going on here, I can bind a bunch of them together into a book, make a cover for it, and then continue on working on the pages that I've started, and go from there. Let's just see what happens. So I wanted to share this because I know that I am not alone. I know that there's other people out there that have the same block that I have. And I was so excited about getting somewhere with that, that I wanted to share, and I'm kind of hoping to go on this journey. I want to learn these products, and I want to learn what happens when you do something with something else, and I want to try all these great techniques that I see all these other people doing, and I don't want to be afraid of the end result. I just want to start to learn how to enjoy the process and be happy doing it, and that's my major problem. I'm also focused on, I want a really neat, cool book at the end, and I've just ruined it. I want to get over it. I'm not over it yet, but I am getting there. So I am taking this journey, and I am going to film my progress. I may include some of the techniques that I'm using And I would enjoy having other people taking this journey with me. There's nothing like being inspired by somebody that you have inspired. You feed off of each other, and it really helps a lot when you get encouragement. So I'm hoping that I can reach out to somebody else who is having this difficulty. I get kind of tired of all these journal prompters and these books and the magazines, and just have fun with it. Well, I'm trying. It's not. And that's where I want to be. I want to have some fun. So this is my little fun project, and I do think that it's going to last me a long time, because there's a lot of stuff that I want to start doing, and a lot of things I want to learn, and I really want to start playing. I want to play, and I want to have fun doing it. I want to be excited about opening a book like this and just doing something and being happy about it at the end. So this is the first in the idea, and even if I don't find anybody that wants to do it with me, I am going to continue this, because I am so excited about the progress that I have made so far, and I have a long way to go, but I know I can get there. And so I will do some updates on my progress and what's going on, and some more techniques. Like I said, I want to put some writing in there. That's a tough one for me. Learning how to doodle, that's another one. I am not a doodler, but I love other people's doodles. So I'm hoping to find my own voice. I'm hoping to find some fun. I'm hoping that I will enjoy being an art journaler. So thank you for watching. Please give me some ideas, if you have any, to keep me encouraged with this. Thanks for watching.